Hello and good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Mega Man 6 tournament here on SpeedGaming. Tonight's race is between sagehero and Siberian Bull. We've got kind of a mid-seed matchup here between our 15 and 18 seeds in the tournament. It's going to be good because both of our runners here have been improving as we go. Looks like they're actually already underway. Sage, Mega Man veteran here, been great in Mega Man 4, played that at TV2 not too long ago. Siberian Bull, kind of new to the scene, but just watching him practice lately, he is ready for a crushingly large TV here. He's going to, you might see his 38 happen tonight. We will see what happens. Mr. Cab, we are here tonight. This is a best of 3, and our winner here is going to have the rather dubious prize of getting to race Cool Kid in the next round. Ichiro had jumped the gun there. It looks like now they are beginning in earnest. We are going to see a little bit of a route difference here. Mega Man 6, you can really start with either Wind Man or Flame Man. They both work pretty well. They're both kind of buster-only stages in a sense. Sorry, Derek, we're talking about tonight for too much tonight. But, Siberian Bull opting for Flame first. Kind of alternate path. The most follow stage here in Wind. Wind first. A little bit faster. Wind's weapon just a little bit better on Flame than Centaur is on Wind in terms of time saves. So Stage Hero here in the improv room. He's going really well through it. That room is very challenging. You have to know exactly when to shoot those fan cannons out of the air. It's really troublesome. Stage 2, good job here. Doesn't quite get to jump on the edge of that fan. You can jump off the very edge, save a little bit of time. So if you're not familiar with Mega Man 6, let's talk about a couple of mechanics here. That Buster Shot, not nearly as huge as it is in Mega Man 5 NES. Also sliding. Sliding is so weird in Mega Man. You can't jump out of a slide at all. Forget the water, you just can't do it. The A button will stop the slide. So you have to kind of make a choice. Are you going to push A twice to jump out of a slide, or are you going to tap backwards, cancel the slide, and then jump? Really good stages from both the runners here. Siberian Bull getting to the Flame Man stage without getting caught by any of the oil set on fire with actual spikes. Stage Hero getting here to win, man. Dealing with Wind, you just first boss fight for both of them. You really just want to use Buster Shots. The big difference here is Flame Man, when you see those pillars of fire coming out of the ground, you can't shoot a Buster Shot through them. You race the stage, have a much easier time with that later. Whereas Windman has no real defense other than going up into the air. Stage jumping against the right-hand wall, which actually reduces lag for reasons unknown. It does do it. There's a little bit of time there. Both of them threw their first Robot Master at roughly the same time. So a great start to this race. So from here, Sage is now into Flame. He's going to be one stage behind Siberian Bull for most of the race. Siberian Bull going to win at the end. There's a lot of technical things here. Mostly these short slides you're going to see a lot. Again, you can't jump out of a slide. So anytime you want to get a 2-style slide, and believe me, those little seconds, half seconds of movement that you save by doing that add up over the course of the run. You just want to be careful about it. Don't fall in the oil that he's jumping through there. It can be set on fire. It will kill you. I kind of mentioned that already, but I'm mentioning it again. Siberian Bull getting some butter sub here. But again, I'm kind of commentating on the stage side. Playman stage is a little boring. Let's do this sub for a second. Rainbows, just play it safe. Alright, I'm told I'm back on the air. Hopefully a little less robotic now. We've got everybody from the SpeedGaming set of volunteers behind the scenes working hard to make this experience possible. It does look like we're still actually very tight here. Both runners through 2 Robot Masters. Stage now going into Blizzard, Siberian Bull, getting out of there a little bit late. Hard to tell, honestly, without having watched both routes in action for a long time, what this real status here is. One of the interesting things about sliding on the ice, by the way, if you wanted to back cancel, Mega Man actually kind of boomerangs with his momentum. The ice is weird like that. So 8 canceling, kind of important here on the ice. Stage doing a little bit of backward shooting that Siberian Bull did not do. Trying to collect extra enemies, reduce a little bit more lag. One moment. All right, we have chat calling out for bomb skip. We will see if Sage Hero is brave enough to go for it. We really shouldn't go for it. Bomb skip involves finding a sub-pixel, hoping it exists, and hoping the game basically lets you survive to skip some of those bomb platforms. So Sage Hero is going to hope that he does not get a lot of rolls out of Blizzard Man. Siberian Bull is going to jump through the platform section here. Missed what happened, but I saw that platform was still open. Was it just a shot? Something bad happened when I wasn't looking. This last section of Plant Man stage is probably one of the worst sections of the entire game. There's just a lot of things that can happen to you there. A fish jumping out of the water, one of those plant forms not agreeing with you, you get an energy drop and eats your jump. You know how it goes. Let's see. So, honestly, until you have up into the top tiers of this game, getting 2 hit cycles on Plant Man is pretty much what you want. Commonly, you will see a little bit of lag reduction, kind of wanting to still put into them, but 2 hits per cycle is what you want to see. Siberian Bull, I think it's the last 2 or 3 cycles, 2 hit cycles. Good job there. Plant is down. Stage into Plant. This first Stomper, by the way, you don't want to go fast. That's a great screen to explain. Sometimes you want to go slow to go fast. You want to let that Stomper fly a little bit further to the right before crashing down. So you can escape up the ladder before it gets a chance to turn around. These gorillas got the flame. Now, Blizzard, it makes sense because Blizzard, ice, you have a fire weapon, great. Plant, maybe it still makes sense, but you're going to see Siberian Bull also switch to Flame here. Flame is just the weapon of Mega Man 6. I like to joke around that it's Mega Man 6, kill it with fire. Each flame shot actually does 4 points of damage, which is absurd. So that's why you're going to see it here against mid-bosses. You're going to see it everywhere against mid-bosses. It's just a really good weapon. Sage can see he goes for the plant forms here. So those these little plants, you can kind of walk on the edge, and you have, I think, 2 frames if you're not walking. You have 6 frames if you are walking along them. Jump again, and Sage pushing it here. Oh my goodness. Little heart attack inducing there, but Sage did it. He's probably fine. There's probably some Mega Man 6 runners out there saying, "Yeah, that wasn't heart attack inducing at all. He nailed it." If we can trigger the Plant Man logic loop here. Plant Man's jumping to the right. You want to see a slide here, and an odd thing happens. Plant Man decides he wants to run to where Mega Man is. But the game can't decide where Mega Man is because Mega Man is directly on top of Plant Man, causing Plant Man to run around the screen and Sage to get 5, not quite the maximum 6 hits. But that still makes him a pretty good streamer. Siberian Bull going up here. The normal route through Tomahawk and Sage, slightly faster route. Does not attack Proto Man, as the joke goes. We'll see this fight again in just a moment, but the hard thing about the Tomahawk Man fight, I have exact ammo for it with the plant barrier as it ended up being implemented, so don't miss. The Sage is using a little more buster action here on the open screen. 6 hits to kill one of the Joes, and of course it's 2 flame shots, since it does 4 points of damage. Now, you do want to actually take out a couple of them with mustard just to have enough flame for the rest of the stage. A Hot Shot has set in a couple of settings that ammo is extremely tightly limited. It's routed in just tightly. So you will use almost every shot most of the time. Hero actually doubling back for Eddie there, getting the extra life. Eddie actually does have a pretty good E-tank drop rate in this game. At least it feels like that. Certainly in a race setting, never hurts to get that extra life. Sage pretty good here. Has to go with this boss. Well, on the Dragonfly screen. Almost made it without getting it. Indeed, chat. The Tomahawk Stage music. This actually has deceptively good music sometimes. It is through Tomahawk Man. Actually, probably one of the harder Robot Masters just because of that attack speed. Here we go. Tomahawk's AI will move on to the next attack he's going to make once an entire shot has left the screen. So having Tomahawk Man far away from the side he's firing to can be useful to make that fight a little bit easier. Sage makes short work of him. He moves on. Siberian Bull giving us a preview here. Yamato Man actually is pretty good at demonstrating something. He's going to jump here. We know this because Mega Man 6 boss AI is a little interesting. At most, the boss can only do one thing 2 times in a row. Yamato Man only has 2 attacks. But we have to go for this full stage again first. This race is going pretty good. Looks like Siberian Bull fell behind a little bit at some point. Maybe that was during our attempted mic adjustments earlier. Right into Siberian Bull going into Plant Man's stage, they were neck and neck. Robot Master for Robot Master. Again, if you are just joining us a little bit late, Siberian Bull went flame first. The stage here is actually 1 Robot Master ahead, despite being visibly a stage behind Siberian Bull. So stage is going to go through this relatively calm top route with Jet. Siberian Bull... No! So that is the ceiling skip. He made the first jump. He made the hard jump there. And what probably happened, and we've all been there if you've played Mega Man, down, inputs to slide are down and jump. So if your down button for whatever reason doesn't want to work, which I'm guessing it just did twice in a row, oh, you will jump into those spikes and you'll be unhappy. He's got to be just hitting himself right now. Those appear to be the only slides he's missed so far. He's getting all the other ones. He's not going. He's going to keep going. And then pausing there is actually a great tactic. The ceiling keeps moving while you are in that pause animation. And that we've completely skipped Sagehero going through Yamato Man stage. He's made short work of him. Oh my goodness. Siberian Bull is going to go through the rest of the stage and probably be just fine. A little worried. Yes, he is out of extra lives, but he has to be a little careful here. He's turning around after getting that drop. There's nothing quite as nothing quite as defeating as jumping into a drop and it makes you lose your jump and fall into a pit. Siberian Bull not interested in the E-Tank from Eddie. Sagehero getting that jump, making it look easy, honestly. Although, really, the hardest part of that is the first jump under the crusher. And Siberian Bull nailed the jump every time. It's just that down button. Siberian Bull probably in the market for a new controller after this race, if anybody has one. Gotta check that down button sometime. So the Yamato Spear is an interesting weapon. It kind of fires up, and then it kind of fires down. It's on like a very slight, like maybe 10 some odd degree angle. It also will penetrate most enemies' defenses. And obviously, it's not going through the jars. It doesn't go through a Met helmet. But most other enemies with shields, like, say, Nightman, it will pierce. Also, shout out to Mad Nerds. Didn't even say Mad Nerds earlier. The Mega Man 6 mascot, in a sense. The Sage is going to take the route through this room here. It does slide at the end, so he gets caught in that ceiling. There are little tricks to the Bouncing Castle room that allow you to get through without getting caught on as many subpixels. See if either one of them can manage that in round 2. Again, Nightman's shield, not very useful against the Yamato Spear. If you come here with the Buster and you wanted to do Night First for some reason, which actually was the original GamePro route, run a lot by Dark Barracks. You can do some tricks to get around that shield, but just fighting him with the spear is that much easier. Just makes it easy. It is worth noting Nightman does violate the rule that I was talking about earlier, that a boss can only do the same thing twice in a row. Nightman can do whatever he wants to do. And yes, again, for those of us joining, Siberian Bull is on Robot Master 7, still has Windman left to go through. This is Sage's 8th Robot Master. You might ask who that is. The answer, Centaur Man. There, I said it. Miracle jump for Sage, very nice. That's a tight jump from the opening screen. And he just got Mega Man 6. You kind of saw him make that jump and the platform basically reject him and send him into the abyss. Pausing a little bit longer on that jump, just to be sure. So yes, Siberian Bull, this is Robot 7 for him, still as Windman. That death is going to help him pull a little bit closer. Sagehero, not quite at the halfway point of Centaur, but still with a fairly comfortable lead. Siberian Bull fighting Centaur Man while Sage is on this water screen. I don't think I saw any teleports, so very nice for the Bull there. Centaur Man. Sage gonna take the health. I think he was doing pretty good there, but that's a race. Not sure if he's watching, not sure if he knows. I did not see if that was a 1-up or an E-tank, but it did make a sound. The Night Crush, if you haven't noticed it yet, does have a vertical kind of 6-shot thing going on there. You can't shoot it straight up or down, but those shots on angles are very nice. They're very useful. Sage has probably 7 or 8 shots of it left. Plenty for Centaur Man. If you're watching Siberian Bull here, he's going here with Nightman's, the Night Crusher strats in Windman stage. Basically trading the Buster-only mashing you would often see here for the more powerful weapon, less mashy in the Night Crusher. Loses a pause, but saves his thumb. Sagehero fighting Centaur Man here. Legend held for a long time that if you got flashed by Centaur Man, you did something wrong. It was eventually discovered that doing something wrong was not having somebody be in iframes. So as long as you keep hitting him, or it's better for you, get hit yourself, you will never have to get frozen by the flash and keep pummeling Centaur Man. Sagehero teleporting out just before that 20-minute mark and off to the evil Mr. X's castle. I agree with Shadow out here in the chat. Night strats in Wind actually look pretty cool. But again, they don't really save time. They technically actually probably lose a little bit of time just because pauses take forever. And you're going to have to eventually switch to another weapon at the end of all this. But it makes for a very smooth stage. Left smashing. Just not making that, and that is... Oh, no. Siberian Bull eating the game over there near the end. Just, I don't know if he didn't slide off that platform. It just didn't make it, and he's going to have to do it all again. So, he's going to be there for a little while. Stage into X1, the jetpack stage. We haven't actually, we kind of saw it, but there's the jetpack. We haven't seen Cow Suit at all. This trick, by the way, much easier than it may seem. Those are both full jumps. They never touch those spikes. You can just jump all the way up there. That's been turned away. There is fast window, which is a thing which I didn't know was actually a trick for a long time. I thought fast window was the only window forever. But there you go. This middle room a little faster to go through with just POW, because again, pausing is slow. And then Flame is the faster strat here. There is a POW Suit strat. I think that was the Nintendo Power strat, but it's about 8 seconds slower than this. Just lining up 3 flames on the ground. You need 2 more. There you go. At least looked like Sage pummeled the rounder 2 there with like 3 or 4 flame shots on the left side. That was weird. Yeah, Mello is saying what I'm thinking here. Siberian Bull probably wanting another controller before the next race, which is a damn shame. He's watching his practice before this and is basically, except for one stage on 38 days, what we want to see. Both runners having rough mid-39s for PDs. At least on the leaderboard, Sage has a high 39 even. But here he is, Sage the veteran. Doesn't care what the leaderboard says. He's here in X2. The second half of X2 becomes a Tomahawk stage, because what the boss is going to be weak against. You do have to be a little careful about Tomahawk ammo, because you need effectively a full meter of Tomahawk going into Final Wily. Sage missing a few shots there, eating a little bit of extra lag, but doing just fine. Getting through that kind of scary stage. There's a lot of fall-through platforms you might not have realized they're there if you're not familiar with the game. So here we go. Sage against the Power Piston. So you see that pipe sort of tile he's standing on top of on the left? That is sort of your marker here for attacking Power Piston, the wall climber. I don't know what this thing's called. It's a boss that nobody likes. Sagehero makes short work of it. Very nice. hearing Sage is on the big TV base. I don't have the stream open. Do remember to follow the runners, but do remember to follow SpeedGaming as well. So Siberian Bull in X1, a jetpack stage. Sagehero going to X3, a jetpack stage. X3 is a very bizarre stage. You get this sort of counterbalanced platform. We're gonna fly over them, but if you ever want a good time, remember this stage is possible, buster only. The Kelly's flying in from the left side. There are a couple of tricks, but stage not quite getting all of them. Just sort of navigating through here, taking his time, making sure it doesn't fall in the pit. That's what you want to do. Siberian Bull actually is going to go for the aforementioned cow suit strat here on Rounders. Here you go, everybody. It's a cow suit strat. And that's basically what you want to do in general with those. Get them in a position where you can just continually charge them up and hit them again. Very nice. Stage here on the last screen of X3. A lot of lag. I'll be a little careful. Careful. Little surprise Stage is just going for it. Doesn't want to deal with picking up any of the tellies. Siberian Bull here. Like, this is... It's gotta be killing him. Punch, 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 punch. Stage. That, this controller basically betrayed him multiple times in Nightman stage. He's sliding under all these other spikes with no issues at all. I mean, it happens. We've all been there. Siberian Bull otherwise putting together a great run. Sagehero fighting Matongur Z here. Actual boss name, Matongur Z. It is weak to Blizzard, but the POW suit is significantly faster and saves Blizzard. You know, it's a Mega Man game. Let's not kid ourselves. We're gonna fight Plant Man again. We want that Blizzard there. And like all the other NES Mega Man games, you do not get weapon energy refills between stages. Siberian Bull sticking to the Buster strats in the second half of Text 2 means you will have enough Tomahawk, just a little slower to navigate it. A couple of extra pauses there. Siberian Bull is going to kind of jump around here, and you're going to see a little extra trouble trying to land these Tomahawks on the piston. Not a friendly boss. Stage in X4 here. And this stage is pretty precise, being able to jump over those cannons. The part where you take hits from the bird eggs and stay on that platform, actually pretty imprecise. It's not that hard to do that part of it. It's still terrifying though, whenever you're doing it. The stage is not for the faint of heart. Here we've got the Joes. You're supposed to get 2 shots that go down there. Sagehero recognizing that the shot was not going down, just pause. Let's see here, just having to wait for that bolt to go. Yeah, X4 is just a terrifying stage. Knight is, again, much like we saw with Siberian Bull on Wind in both runners in the Centaur Man stage. Nightman weapon, Siberian Bull's killing me here, is just great for this. Always shoot that last cannon. Always shoot the last cannon. So, as the title screen said, we are here to fight the final boss of Mr. X. I'm contractually required to say that by the Mega Man speedrunning community. Punch, 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 punch. We're going with POW suit strats here on the tetherball, it looks like. You can use Flame. Flame, I believe, is slightly faster. POW gets this nice tetherball effect, though. He's punching Mr. X's Crusher off to the right. Everybody can type fail D in chat here, even though that is the Japanese cart. You see what I'm talking about when Siberian Bull gets here. And everybody all together now. Oh my god, it's Dr. Wily. Who would have known that Mr. X was really Dr. Wily with a fake beard and sunglasses? One day, it will actually be Mr. X, and we'll all be proven fools for thinking it was Dr. Wily. But for now, Sagehero is entering Dr. Wily's castle. Wily 1, first half is really just kind of jetpack around, don't die. Siberian Bull fighting Matunga Z here with the house suit. A little bit of a bad health situation here. Doesn't have an E-tank. He's gonna stick with the suit. Firing those longer range shots, very nice. Sage needs to activate the jet on the screen. There we go. That should give him enough time to make it over here. This is shortcut to the stage. Believe me, you don't want to go the other way. Not fun if you go the other way. For the end of this section, it's not that bad. Just kind of crashing through everything. You've skipped the hard part by going this way. However, he is about to fight Mechasaurus, the most annoying boss in this game, or at least one of them. Mechasaurus has a hitbox that is 4 pixels wide. The Yamato Spear travels about 6 pixels a second. So it is possible, pixels a frame, I should say. So it's possible that the spear just passes right over that hitbox without ever actually hitting it. But a couple years ago now, it was finally discovered that if you go into the top left corner on those platforms, you are pretty much guaranteed to get a spear that will hit the hitbox. Siberian Bull making his way through the ghost tree of X4. sagehero in the fridge here. And Wily too. Long, annoying ice stage or shortcut through this ice pillar. Makes the jump. That jump is just stupid. I'm going to say it's a stupidly tight jump. Very easy to miss it. Maybe I'm just not good at it. But, well, good on sagehero for making it. Siberian Bull using an E-tank there. Makes all the sense in the world. He was down to 2 hit points. More Mad Nerds. These platforms are roughly the length of one slide. Doesn't hurt to get some canceling in there. Just to be sure. Very nice. It's a situation where you want to start with flame, just to kind of conserve wind, and then switch to wind to conserve flame. You can split it half and half. Fortunately, you already had flame equipped, and wind is the weakness of this thing. Big jumbo wheel. Fail D for Siberian Bull. Yes, the windstorm will take those bubbles out of the way. Makes your life easier. Makes that boss nice and friendly. Sage making these jumps through. Those fans are just annoying, but they also make these jumps possible. Some of these jumps, if you attempt them without the fans in existence, you're not going to make it. So, very nice. It does stay on Tomahawk a little bit too long, but generally by the route, you do want to refill Tomahawk to full here at the start of Wily 3. No, it's not Blizzard. Stage not quite menuing all the way down to flame. Remember, it's Mega Man 6. Kill it with fire. Well, in the refights, nothing really groundbreaking is going to happen here for Sage. A few notes about the refights overall. You don't really want to switch weapons in the capsule, in the teleporter room. For whatever reason, it lags when you do that. So you generally want to switch inside a boss fight. So whether that's before you teleport out or teleport in. Although notably after Windman, for some reason, you want to switch weapons there before teleporting in. Windman, of course, also the only boss that can be really different for Stage at least. But, it's a full screen attack, so no biggie. Tomahawk is a threat, because again, exact ammo shield weapon. And bosses in Mega Man 6, for whatever reason, just have extremely long periods of iframes. Like, the last gasp of the NES was, oh, we figured out how iframes work, and we're going to extend them as long as possible. Not a bad Mechasaurus from Siberian Bull. Get out of there without too much trouble. Again, just using this amazingly entertaining full-screen attack. I'm sorry that Capcom mailed it in a little bit with Centaur Flash, but it does pretty much knock out everything on the screen, which is always nice to have. Make for a bailout weapon if you absolutely need it, but you got to figure out something else to win, man. We have a oh no! Sage did not hit Centaur Man in time. Got flashed. The rest of this fight is not going to be too bad. Siberian Bull looks like he's not going to even go for this jump here. In practice, I don't blame him because that feels awful. Maybe that Sage had a little trouble with Centaur here. Gets flashed a third time, but already had the buster shot in the air before the buzzer. And gets to advance here to Nightman. Plenty of spears left after the duel with Mechasaurus earlier. He's going to have no problem with Nightman. So, we'll go to Plant Man 7. It's not a big deal. We'll wait to see again what is Plant Man's first move to try and line up that sort of AI trick again. It looks like he got it. Plant Man's just running around a lot. 4 hits, we take those. But 0 hits, we don't like 0 hits. Siberian Bull now done with Wily 2, I believe. Into the same stage as Sage, but I mean the refight stage is the refight stage. It's a long one. We all know it's a long one. The one thing with Yamato, man, with that weakness of Silver Tomahawk, again, we want to get into Wily 4 with as much Silver Tomahawk as possible. We might see Sage take a little extra time with some of these shots to make sure he connects. Very nice Yamato fight with no misses there. Into Wily 4, the actual final stage. There is a drop on the second screen here. You don't want to slide off the platform. If Sage here remembers to go for a walk. If you slide off that platform, you will never get this drop. It's a weird sub-pixel, I guess, thing. So just don't do it. 5 shots on the net dropper. And here's Wily. Wily Machine in this game has 3 phases. Every single one is weak to Tomahawk. Pow is probably the backup, followed by Knight. So 7 shots, first one's down. Just plant that first shot right in him. Don't give him a chance. Yeah, the Wily Machine, whether fortunately or unfortunately, fortunately for the runners, unfortunately for us, not a challenge. Just pummel it with Tomahawk. Capsule's biggest problem is just where is it going to appear. You get the teleport RNG, but still, ooh, we got a missed shot. Does he have enough left? There we go. Sage taking that first race, a 37-22. Get your GGs out for Sage Hero. Taking game 1 in this best of 3. We're going to switch the audio over to Siberian Bull as he finishes up. Get this in. Windman. Just that fight. For Siberian Bull, the different fight with Flame Man and actually getting to use wind. No problems there either. We're going to go with POW strats. POW does a little bit of extra damage here to the half-horse, half-man. But he did something wrong. He's actually using half charges. So has this become POW percent is the question. I'm sure Siberian Bull knows the situation. It is worth noting that POW suit is sort of the universal backup for this game. Obviously goes through the shield, as you just saw. Actually, it's a very effective weapon. You even got to see it against the Thunder Z. Mentioned it is sort of the backup for the Wily machine itself. And if you're looking for a good time, go to that Mega Man leaderboard website. And when you go to Mega Man 6, look for POW percent, along with Jet percent, the two sort of utility items of this game. Do have categories dedicated to getting them as fast as possible and only using them for the rest of the game. Now, like, oh man, also just getting decimated by the POW suit. Sage, was that a true PB for you? With the 37? I'm just focusing on the fact the race is over. I'm just casually thinking, oh yeah, good job, Sage. Just no problems. It just looked very smooth the whole time. I believe that actually is a nice big PB for Sage Hero. Plant Man with POW suit, very nice from Siberian Bull. Just really working the POW suit to end this race. I love it. And you know, sometimes this is actually a really good thing to do in a multi-race situation like this, where in round one you have a situation where your controller betrays you, or you just can't find the down button for whatever the reason. Because again, if you're just joining us, Siberian Bull, twice in Nightman stage, made the first jump for the ceiling skip, and immediately jumped again into the spike. And you're just thinking, it's got to be the down button. He obviously wanted to slide. And on top of that, then had that death. I think at the end of Windman stage, was out of extra lives at that point. Had to redo the whole stage. It's been a trooper to really kind of fight through this whole run. But getting to show off these POW strats here has got to be a lot of fun. And it's probably working off some steam, too. Just doing something fun, get a good laugh in, do it for the fans. And honestly, you just saw it, right? POW suit decimates everything. The big thing with POW suit is its lack of range and its lack of sliding. So it's a thing. You can have fun with POW suit, though. And I mentioned Buster only in X3 earlier. POW percent has the same problem. His stream internet connection is having a little bit of the same problem. I'm hearing it. Looks like Wily's down. Get your GGs out for Siberian Bull with that great finish. A round of applause for Siberian Bull, even using that POW percent strats to end this. An entertaining finish. So we are going to take that short break here. And we will be right back with round 2 in this best of 3. Sagehero looking to wrap things up and earn the right to play Cool Kid in the next round. Siberian Bull looking at his down button disdainfully. We're hoping it makes a recovery because honestly, we know Siberian Bull has that PB in the wings and can do just as good as Sagehero just did. We'll be right back. I'm sorry, I've been talking to myself this whole time. That mute between races will do that to you. So again, welcome to this round 2 of the best of 3 series between sagehero and Siberian Bull, with the winner moving on to play Cool Kid. Again, if you weren't here for our first round, sagehero and Siberian Bull taking slightly different routes through the game. Siberian Bull on the Nintendo Power endorsed Flame first route, sagehero on what most speedrunners will use with Wind first. They're actually not that different. There's a lot of cluster only strats, and you pretty much never use Wind in the Robot Master stages anyway. Both runners, it was pretty much the same as the first race there, if you saw it. Siberian Bull spawning Flame Man about the same time sagehero got to Windman's first gate. So consistency is beautiful. That enemy sagehero just walked into is named Roland. Not sure why sagehero decided to give him a hug, but we do appreciate the sentiment. The rest of these enemies are just Roland type. We don't care about them quite as much. Sage just having a little trouble jumping there. You do want to take out more than one of the flame Kellys, just for a little less lag. Of course, you get hung up on some of those walls. It's a little slower anyway. Siberian Bull, just like the first race, only making it to that wall on the sub-cycle. No shame there. Cutter is hard. Sage making his way through this extremely long last screen of flame. How long is it? It's actually the checkpoint screen. The whole screen. Huh. Sage hanging out there just to make sure he gets that windstorm in on that last enemy. Not just sliding right through him. Sage is going to get into Flame Man a little sooner than Siberian Bull gets to Blizzard Man. The Sage here with the immediate sort of advantage compared to what you might have seen Siberian Bull deal with. Siberian Bull's charge shots on Flame Man had to wait for his flames to be out of the way to get through. Whereas Sage just says, I've got this thing called Windstorm, and it doesn't really care that you have a pillar of flame coming out of the ground. Siberian Bull not getting too many rolls. You want to see those snowflake patterns. That's good. Yeah, this is pretty consistent to the first race. Sagehero, the veteran, now with the better PB, just kind of coming through, not having any trouble at all. Siberian Bull playing his game, just still crashing through this. Like we said between races, Siberian Bull is likely to get a nice juicy PB very soon in this game. Have to see what Plantman and Nightman have to say about it this race. Sagehero getting through the opening act of Blizzard Man stage. That last bit there again, you want to push A to cancel, then left to look left for the back boost. If you just push left in a slide out of the ice, Mega Man will shoot off to the left very fast. Not what you usually want. Sage having a little trouble navigating the screen compared to the last race. Nothing major. Just the little things. And when you're looking for runners this close to each other, that's what you gotta look out for. Where are the little things? Green Bull having a little trouble with the gorilla. Not a big deal. Sagehero not really planning. Whoa. Okay, maybe. Wasn't sure how that was going to work out, but he is doing good. Just have a nice cycle through that sub. Let's see how the beginning of it really went on. Terrible gauge for a judge of how Butter's going to work out. Siberian did not go for bomb skip. Sagehero not going for bomb skip. That means they are both sane. Sagehero going to deal with the rolls here. Siberian Bull is already equipped Buster. Means we're going to see not the plant forms. He's going to open them up, which is the sane and rational choice. Sagehero did go for the plant forms in the last race, though. Sagehero, no problem with Blizzard Man, just launching the flame. I can't remember Flame Man's weapon. It's just flame. Fill it with flame. Away. Successful stage for Sagehero. Siberian Bull not going for the AI manip on Plantman, just going for the 2-hit cycles. Can't blame him there. And it makes perfect sense that Siberian Bull hypothetically lost time compared to the Sphinx to the Robot Master doors and other stages. Plantman's final section is just really annoying, and you'd rather lose a little time there than a lot of time by falling in a pit. SpeedGaming getting through that screen. Again, you need to go slow to go fast. You want that crusher to go as far to the right as you can, maybe not as far, to make sure it doesn't get back up and knock you off the ladder. Nice first gorilla for stage. 2 jumps. It is 6 flame attacks to take it down. So a 4 and a 2. No complaints there. Green Bull using a little extra flame here early in Tomahawk Man stage. We'll see how that works out near the end. Hero again with the full health, which is what you want coming into the plant form screen. Since those flowers do hold small life drops, you want to not get stunned by them. Again, these platforms, you have about 2 pixels, if you're not walking, of time. So stay on them and jump. Oh my goodness. Stage making it look easy. If you're walking on them, I think you have 6 frames. Otherwise, you have 2. That is what a fast version of Plantman stage looks like, and that might give Sage Hero the race here, because that's going to be a huge difference in time. Double-digit seconds, I'm sure. Plantman, the stage got the AI minute here. Plantman's running around. It looks like a 5-hit, which is just fine. Not quite the 6-hit, but it's still the 2 cycle. Very nice. Siberian Bull maybe short a flame attack or 2 here coming onto the last screen. Not a big deal. There we go. Again, Siberian Bull pulling out the plant barrier here. Another weapon that does not get much love, but it's actually really strong. The problem is it is exact ammo for Tomahawk Man, so you just gotta be careful with those extended iframes. Sage Hero, kind of like we hinted at earlier, using Buster a little bit on this first screen. Siberian Bull just tanking everything from Tomahawk Man, which honestly isn't a bad idea. Sage now going to navigate the stage, which, again, pretty tight flame ammo management here. We saw Siberian Bull ended this stage with 1 shot of the flame attack left. Sage Hero with a left cancel, just looking the wrong way, just taking the hit and moving. So he's going to have an extra 2 shots to do something with now anyway. Not going back for the 1-up this time. Last race, I feel like Sage Hero kind of hesitated on a couple of the eddies. Got some extra lives early. This race, just going. It's occurring to me now that we have the music on Siberian Bull, and I'm just going to keep it there, at least until the X stages. And we talked about this a little in the first race. Flame attack does 4 points of damage. That's why you're seeing it used all over the place. It's just a devastatingly effective weapon. That's what makes it so you only need 4 shots on those Met droppers. It destroys everything. It's beautiful. Mega Man 6, kill it with fire. Gets the large drop that he definitely doesn't want. That large drop is several seconds of standing around waiting for NES meters to fill up. Gets a large health drop. Might actually like the health drop considering Tomahawk Man, but that's still time. Again, Tomahawk Man, exact ammo. Attack again once the previous attack leaves the screen. Oh, okay. Yeah, that iframes in this game, like you were saying, last a very long time. So, gotta be a little careful there to not waste too much ammo into the iframes. sagehero doesn't really care. Does it anyway. Siberian Bull right here fighting Yamato Man at about the same time. Makes short work of the spear-wielding robot. Very nice. Still a pretty close race. This is anybody's race. So we did just see it. We can talk a little bit about the Dragonfly Room in a moment for sagehero. But Siberian Bull going into Nightman stage next. This was the stage that pretty much decided race 1. Siberian Bull 3 times made the ceiling skip jump, and on 2 of those times afterwards was betrayed by his down button. So let's see what happens. The sagehero destroys the Mega Man 5 reference robot. Siberian Bull taking that hit actually might make him not want to do this. Gonna go for it anyway. Gonna pause. That's a good thing. Oh my goodness. He scared me. But he made it, and that's the great part of it. Okay. That's what we wanted to see there. Stage wrapping up Yamato Man. I do love this little section here at the end of this conveyor section in Yamato Man where both of these heads explode at the same time. It's just satisfying to see that. Stage into the Yamato fight. Yamato Man only has 2 attacks. If you see one of them 2 times in a row, you know the other attack is coming next. So let's see. He's mixing it. Well, there's 2 in a row, so you know he's jumping now. Siberian Bull got the E-Tank for... Well, saw the E-Tank for Eddie. Did not actually get it. Decides to advance onto the Mad Bird screen anyway. Synchronized explosions means it's directed by Michael Bay. I love it. We start calling that the Michael Bay screen. Siberian Bull again kind of sliding off that last ledge, getting caught in the ceiling just for a second. A little thing. If nothing else, the bouncy castle screen is fun. And of course, Nightman. Nightman violates the rule of what Robot Masters can do. He just does whatever he wants. Shield is worthless against spears. But let's see what Sage does with this ceiling. Eats the hit, just survive the spikes. Well done. Sage is doing great. Again, that ceiling skip, it is a tight jump. It's not that tight. Like, there are much tighter jumps, even in this game. I'm looking at you, Miracle Jump and Centaur Man stage. But Stage not having a problem there. Scaling along. Centaur Man. And again, if you are just joining us here, if you're used to the traditional win first Mega Man 6 route, which ends on Centaur Man for the 8 robots, Siberian Bull went flame first, so he's actually only on Robot Master number 7 right now. Sage, we're guessing, has a slight lead based on plant forms, but it's not that much. Maybe double-digit seconds, sure. But in the grand scheme of things, we're really only talking about one big mistake, and they're even. Centaur Man. And sagehero into Nightman, into fight. And Spears will just make this easy. First, if he jumps around, it's going to at least waste time. Sage losing a shot into iframes there. Getting another jump. Nightman's doing his best to swing a few seconds Siberian Bull's way there. Not like dangerous, he's gonna die fight for Stage by any stretch. Just some unfortunate RNG, not a big deal. Siberian Bull getting close to Centaur Man here. going past the real gate to the fake gate. We're not getting the beat parts. The only beat part it's effective or faster to get is Yamato Man's. The only reason we go that top route. Although, if you were doing jet strats, I have questions. SageHero barely making the miracle jump. My goodness. Just got hit on the other side of it. Mega Man 6 platforms are easy to fall off unless something tries to hit you off them. Then they're impossible to fall off. I just don't understand them. Stage, you're seeing here the traditional Night strats in Centaur Man stage, because Night Crush is just a great weapon. And actually, you're about to see Siberian Bull apply this weapon to Windman stage. Not really that much faster than going with Buster. In fact, it's probably slower because of the pause, but it is extremely less mash heavy as a result, and it just looks clean. So if you don't get to see Windman with Night very often, here you go. While SageHero kind of wraps up Centaur Man stage. Let's wait around to see what Eddie had to give him. Stage only getting a large health drop. I just want to see it in a race situation especially. Can I sneak an E-Tank in from Eddie? Can I get an extra life, maybe? But really, I think Sage was probably looking for the E-Tank. Shout out to Windman's music. It's so high energy, I love it. Alright, so Sage is into Centaur Man here. And this will be the 8th robot. Both of their 8 robots, but SageHero sees him on the screen. Siberian Bull just getting past the checkpoint screen in Windman. Did expect that this was going to happen after Plantman. Took a second to think through there. But SageHero, out of 8 robots with a very low 19. That's very nice. Just as soon as he gets into a Mr. X stage, we're going to switch away from this beautiful Windman music. Siberian Bull with a couple of risky jumps there at the end. You can get some slides off the platforms. Don't really blame him after the first race where he did take an unfortunate death near the end of Windman stage. He wants to get through here. He wants to deal with Windman. That's going to be a very boring but effective fight with Centaur Flash. Let's go take the music to Sage. The full screen attack on Windman just makes it laughable, effective, efficient. And you take it. Sage now into X1, where Jet is king. That screen there with that one cannon on the right side is probably the most annoying screen. After that, you have this. Again, these are full jumps off the lower platform onto the upper platform. That is the safe strat. You can save a small amount of time by going for the so-called path window strat, which for a very long time I thought was the only strat. That's always good. Sage getting to the end here and is going to switch to Flame. The weakness of the so-called Rounder 2 boss. Siberian Bull used Pow's Suit here last time, and I believe that is just his normal strat, as opposed to the end of the first race, which is a Pow % race. Pow, probably the next one, and Sage actually had one get away from him. This is going to give Siberian Bull some time back. I think Siberian Bull's still going to have the slower fight, but by design. So, a little lost time for Sage there. Still a very fast fight, though. Doesn't matter if you lose a little bit of time in a race setting. You just don't want to lose like double-digit seconds chasing something around the room. Here we are at X2. A little precision at first. Want to get through there without the spike being a problem. Sliding on these, I don't know what those bullet casings are. That can be annoying. They love your slides. Siberian Bull, I love it. I love it. That's not a usual situation for Palsuit against Rounder 2, but he handled it great. Stage here on again the last screen, or the last screens of X2 with Tomahawk. Tomahawk, not a weapon you want to use too much of, because you want to have as much Tomahawk as possible. Again, NES Mega Man game, castle stages, your weapon energy does not refill between the stages. Power Piston, the Wall Climber, the stupid X2 boss, here you go. Stage you see here is using that kind of pipe tile on the floor as a reference. It is a great reference for actually hitting this boss. Still causes trouble, but Sage does take care of business relatively quickly. So Sage's move, Siberian Bull's move here, kind of hold serve. Siberian Bull, just like the last race, switching to Buster in this stage. Those orange sections, by the way, we didn't get to see it because both of these runners have played this game before. Those are fall-through floors. That's why you see them being very cautious around them. The Siberian Bull is going to get through to the piston without too much of a problem, and because he didn't use any yet, all of his Tomahawks. Siberian Bull hasn't used any special weapons yet. Is good for ammo preservation for refights. Maybe bad because you can do it faster with the weapons. But we will see. The Siberian Bull again, kind of jumping in front of that pile, not leveraging its effectiveness. Siberian Bull again feels like a newer Mega Man 6 runner, at least to me, but certainly knows his way around the game. Has a sub 40 in it. Not really worried. Does take care of the piston very fast. Stage the second half of X3. These jet screens are just kind of terrifying. Jet, as you've probably noticed by now, if you land on a platform, it refills. It has a kind of falling momentum thing going on. It's a fun but wacky weapon, and to have to use it over a pit can just be terrifying sometimes. Sage is going to be docked points for not punching through the gate there. If he gets on the second one. Punch, 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 punch. Okay, this is Matongar Z. And now this boss, weak to Blizzard as far as weapons go, but Palsuit, just like the end of that first race, is the universal backup, and in this case, it's just the better weapon. Very fast, very clean kill of Matongar Z from Sage. So Siberian Bull's having a little trouble here in X3. It's not a friendly stage. Certainly, it is possible to go a lot slower and see what you can do, but even then, just with the tellies and the roll-in type, it can be annoying. Siberian Bull pausing over the pit there, getting the pause of a million years. The character actually close to the 1,000-year pause. I'm just going to increase it in order of magnitude for tournament advertising. Still scares me every time somebody goes underneath that instead of using the pause, but pausing does take forever and a day in this game. Sage, using Knight in X4, again, much like Centaur and even in Wind, Knight is just a very effective weapon. It has 6 directional fire. You can make short work of a lot of these challenges. You cannot jump into the shield attackers. Siberian Bull also, again, having a lot of trouble here with the Matongar Z. He's going to reach toward the tank, not fire. Actually, mostly unfortunate, because now you have to sit through the rush equip animation again. This X4 stage, by the way, is why I kind of mentioned earlier, it's almost impossible to be knocked off a platform in this game. Stage is, on purpose, getting hit by pretty much all of those bird eggs. And the game refuses to throw him into the pit. Doesn't want to do it. Punch, 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 punch. Here is the Mr. X Crusher. tetherball. The hitbox is sort of a giant T through the eyes and down towards, I guess, the chin. So it's a little deceptive at first. Sagehero managing to do it. A little slow at first, but not a big problem. So everybody go ahead and type KLD in chat. Because Mr. X is once again been stopped, and it's still Dr. Wily. Oh, still Wily. You'd think in round 2 they would have changed the plot. Siberian Bull using Buster here over Knight. It's entirely possible. Knight's effectiveness, not just from damage, is also from the diagonals you get to chew on. Buster will work. Stage navigating this first screen of Wily 1. Again, this is a jet screen and the spike fall stage. Feels like Capcom kind of got into this idea that we're gonna have Wily stages where there's just a lot of vertical screens that are covered in spikes. I don't know what happened, but Stage does want to activate the jet on that screen. Felt slow, but I think he's fine. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now, this is the shortcut that will avoid a lot of later like pitfall kind of stages. Siberian Bull again just refusing to shoot that cannon for as long as possible. That cannon has shot many runners out of the air. It's grabbing a flame drop here in X1. Eschews the other drops though. It doesn't want them. Even though we know he's going to need rock drops later. Siberian Bull scaring me with that health total, but we're there. Fail D. Fail D for Siberian Bull. And even on the English card, it's still Dr. Wily. Again, Sagehero fighting Mechasaurus here. If you're not familiar with Mechasaurus, the hitbox is sometimes impossible to hit. Spear travels 6 pixels a frame. The hitbox 4 frames. It's possible to just outright miss because of that. So you want to kind of get in that top corner. Sage not having too much trouble, has plenty of spear left for the refight with Nightman. That's what you want to see. Siberian Bull still kind of at not quite a full stage behind, but effectively a full stage behind. Stage with plenty of extra lives to boot, so really Sage's race to lose at this point. Siberian Bull very late using Jet there, but it's going to be just fine. Sage with that very nice jump. That jump is extremely tight to get off the Yoki block through that ice pillar block passageway. With the technical difficulties there, but no worry. And this is the Mad Bird screen of Wily 2. This platform's roughly 1 slide long, 1 ride-in long, as named after the Mega Man 6 runner Ride in the Quick. Again, the big jumbo wheel. It has a real name that's not Big BJW, but it's long since been forgotten. Stage out of there. BJW, not a very difficult boss. You just need to remember to fire those extra windstorms to carry the bubbles away. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Goes down easily. Into Wily 3. Need to make it to the end of these platforms. Not super tight, like not frame pixel perfect by any stretch. It's still relatively tight. Sage running into that fan a couple of times. I was gonna need to switch the jet here. But did fill up on Tomahawk. That is the goal. Not enough height to get up there. Looks like Siberian Bull is using jet to get through that ice wall. not a bad idea, honestly. It's faster to commit to using Jet immediately than it is to wait for that platform to give you problems. Sagehero into the refights. Again, nothing you haven't seen before going on here, especially given we had two runners on two slightly different routes. You've already seen all 8 fights with weapons, and there are no changes. I think the biggest change might even be the slight difference in the strats needed to get Plant Man to line up properly. Otherwise, yeah, hit every Robot Master 7 times with their weakness, and that is that. Again, Tomahawk Man, sort of the threat here. The damage, the sort of really clunky movement with those hops. And the risk of losing a shot in the iframes. No problems this time for Sage. Sage, and it was this race, I think, Sage missed with 1 plant barrier. There's 4 Windman, weak to the full screen attack. Sage got over anxious, fired a little early. Has to fight his first Robot Master with Buster again. And again, I mentioned this in the first race, but just to remind everybody, for whatever reason, switching weapons in the teleporter room is a little slower. Just takes more time, more lag than switching weapons in a Robot Master's room. And on top of that, for some reason, switching to Knight in Windman's room is specifically something you actually want to do. I think Sage might have technically been flashed there at the end, but we won't hold it against him. Both runners in refights now. Siberian Bull a little ahead. Last run kind of just started getting into refights as Sage was on the way out. This time, only 5 Robot Masters behind, which when you consider these long intro sequences, is still sort of a speedrun race eternity. He's here. Sage with 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. Not able to get the 6 hits, Dreamer. Still, again, 2 cycles. That's very good. Very good. Green Bull taking out Tomahawk Man. No problems there. Stage against Yamato. Again, you want to have as much Yamato as possible going into Final Wily. There's a miss. It's going to take out Yamato without too much of a problem. He should be fine. Unless something catastrophic happens, Sagehero should be locking up this match in about 1.5 minutes, if even. Against Sagehero, you can lock in that race TV after the last race with the 37. Siberian Bull, I don't have his actual splits open, but possibly looking for a real PB to get a lower 39, if not a 38 in this run as well. So he's not going to slow down this time. Sage getting the weapon drop from Eddie. Little security there. Probably didn't need it, but has it. So no reason to not just fire these Tomahawks in. Try and get the hit. There's phase 1 down. All 3 phases of Wily Machine. Weak Tomahawk. If you need a backup, Powsuit and Knight are both very nice choices. Powsuit will do tons of damage. Has a little trouble hitting the capsule. But Knight can be fired diagonally and does 2 points of damage, so a nice soft weakness there. Wily. Very nice with that last appearance. Still get the hit. Come on, let's go. Stage went for the left side kill. That's an actual thing. But does take down Dr. Wily with at least a race PB, if not a real PB, with a 36-38. Get your GGs out. We'll work on getting Cage in here. Siberian Bull wrapping things up here. And the last stage, not that long. Siberian Bull's PB is a mid-39. So, even if the tournament is done for Siberian Bull, the PB chance is not. So let's see. Again, do not slide off this platform. If you walk off of it, you will always get the drop. If you slide off it, you will never get the drop. Little awkwardness with those shots there. Let's take 5 tomahawks to take down the Met Chopper. Eddie handing out weapon energy for everybody. It's on sale. Siberian Bull with about a minute and a half to take down the Wyoming team here. Should be plenty of time. 4, 5, gets hit. 6, 7 tomahawks. Planting that extra tomahawk right in there. Start phase 2. There is that. Plenty of time to get a 38. Let's see it, Siberian Bull. Triple hits, I love it. Wiley just in an impossible to hit position there. 38-40 for Siberian Bull. I love it. So get your GGs out for Siberian Bull. That's a nice, juicy PB there. Sagehero highlighting that minus 30 split. Not sure what that was. But get those GGs out for everybody. While we work on getting them in here. Do want to make sure we get this out there in chat. So there, we got it out there in chat, or if you're watching this in on the YouTubes, SpeedGaming9, sagehero. Follow them on twitch.tv. We cannot have these great tournament races without them, so do follow the runners. Follow Speed Gaming as well. You can follow me if you really want to, but really, you want to be here for the people who are actually good at this game, like Siberian Bull, who I think is sitting somewhere in this chat.
I'm not here.
You're not here? Okay, well, Siberian Bull could not join us. I'm sorry, everybody. We'll have to see you later. And
Just the ghost of Bull.
the ghost of Bull.
So yeah, we were just talking about me getting that 38 tonight, earlier.
Oh, yeah. No, I told you it was happening. So I want to run everybody through that really quick. I was watching Siberian Bull kind of before this race started, because like I've said, Siberian Bull, not the most well-known as Mega Man runners as opposed to Sagehero. And you had a run that something happened in Plant Man stage, and you were like a minute behind, and you made up like 58 seconds in the X stages.
Well, it's like the practice is starting to pay off, so there's almost like whenever there's a full run going on, I don't gold somewhere, and I gold in that, not only then, but I golded like 3 more times, or I guess I should say 6 more times in both of these races.
So like, just how long have you really been kind of grinding Mega Man 6? We saw a few unorthodox strats here, but they were all pretty good.
Well, most don't know me, really, like you said, but considering the fact that, I still have a lot of experience doing PAL for this, which I hold the record for, is like I already had some of the strats and I already knew the idea, but I've been playing Mega Man games all my life. I just never sat down to actually put the grind to the stone.
I was going to ask about PAL Suit next, because that was great at the end of the first race.
Well, you know what? I saw him not done, and I said, you know what? I'll just finish him, pal. It'll hopefully get a nice pop in chat.
You did. It was great to see that. It was very entertaining. We love the power percent, and I don't know, maybe we should get a power percent or a jet percent race set going on later.
Well, every now and then, me and Resisting Frame, who holds the Buster Only record, do a race every now and then.
Have 4 category race at some point. But still, Congrats on the PB.
Can we make the pal suit a bingo thing?
I'm pretty sure Pal Suit is somewhere there in Bingo, Sage.
Yeah.
GG Sage, welcome to the show.
Congrats
Thank
on
you.
the double PBs and your 36.
Thank you. I'm sorry to do that to you. I didn't mean to drop 2 PBs on you. I was like, oh,
Look, you're in the same boat as me, where you were just starting to rattle off just great runs. So you know what? It is what it is. I owe you now a can of Old Bay.
yeah, we.
The stakes are high here.
Yeah, I'm thinking it goes better on crab, but
It goes great on everything. You know that.
that's true. Chips, fries, anything.
I think I do like Old Bay on potatoes. It's actually pretty good. It's a Maryland thing, even if I'm not from Maryland. But yes, that you're saying it there now, both of you. We had, I think, 3 out of 4 of the times submitted here were PBs. Depending on what Sage's true PB was before the first race.
If only I didn't bonk my head on the chandeliers in the first race.
Yeah, those were both true PBs. I had a high 37 coming into this.
Nice. You still got a 39 on the website, but yeah, 37. It shows there just how relaxed and how smooth that run was. Really from both of you, honestly, but from Sage as well. Just crushing this game, getting down into that 36 range.
Yeah. I think the 45-second PBs are going to stop pretty soon because we're starting to get to the point where there's not a ton of time left to save. I think there's 3 minutes between me and world record. Not that I'm getting there anytime soon, but it's going to start slowing down.
Do you think you have another set of 45 seconds on hand before you get to race Cool Kid?
I don't know. So me and Siberian kind of talked to this. This is the race to, like the prize for this is losing to Cool Kid.
And you've won it,
It's
and
like,
so
ugh.
the people need to know what you think about your prize.
Oh, it's bittersweet. I will absolutely race Cool Kid. I have no expectations of anything happening, but sure, I'll race him. Why not?
It's fair. That's fair. Don't worry, I get to do the same thing with the Buster Only King next week. So
You know what? If I can take 1 game out of 3 off of Cool Kid, I'll go home happy. Like, okay, we put a chink in his armor.
just like win game 1 and just go home.
Yeah.
Siberian Bull, as long as you brought it up, I almost forgot about it. Are you buying a new NES controller? Are you now in the market after that Nightman stage?
Well, the thing is, the control. I guess Chad was talking about the controller issues, and we were talking about it was actually last night. So the controller I'm using now is the new controller. I just was not getting my down in Nightman stage, so that's already been taken care of.
Do you have the receipt for that controller? You might need to send it back.
Well, you know what? Considering the fact that I took a break to find it, it was literally right under my nose.
Okay. So, okay. Any last thoughts from either of you before we wrap this episode up?
Nah, GG's.
GG's to you, Sage. Thanks to SpeedGaming for hosting this tournament, and thanks for having us. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with the progress I made, and I look forward to sitting in the booth the rest of the tournament.
Yep, you are sitting in the booth for, at least on the schedule from what I see, our next Mega Man 6 tournament match between the Great Jahan and Oral 509. That will be tomorrow night, Saturday, August 28th at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So it might be a little early in the morning on Sunday if you're over across the pond in Europe. But keep your eyes out for more of these Mega Man 6 tournament races. It's the hot speed game for Mega Man this year, and we love it. So I guess
Can't wait to see the end game matches.
I'm waiting to see how many pairs of 33s we get near the end.
I want to see. I want to see if somebody actually breaks the 32.
If we get a race where Sage and not Sage, you are Sage, where Cool Kid and Papat are getting ready to race each other, and they both like put their all into it. You never know. Maybe they'll finally find the Mega Man 6 zip. Because I think this is the only game that doesn't have a zip.
Yep.
So with that, I guess we are going to say goodnight. Goodbye. Have a good time out there, everybody. Stay tuned to that Speed Gaming family of networks. Follow the runners. Follow Siberian Bull 9 and Sagehero. You can follow me, Mr. Cab55, if you really want to. And we will see you next time on Speed Gaming on Mega Man 6. And have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.